Hey everybody, as many of you know, I post very controversial things on social media. The reason being, I've never liked Mark Zuckerberg, I've never liked these giant corporations, and I've always been concerned that these giant corporations are eroding our freedoms, eroding our civil liberties, and making society overall a worse place. So therefore, in general, on social media, I tend to use the actual social media itself against the social media network, against the giant corporations who run the social media networks, because I think they're doing a net disservice to humanity. So fast forward to about a week ago, and I had just gotten off a 7-day Facebook vacation where they said I couldn't post for 7 days. I don't even remember why they had me on a 7-day vacation before. It was probably just some news item that, they didn't want you to know about, or something to do with my political opinion that didn't agree with the narrative of the fact checkers. And coming back from my vacation, I found this fantastic piece of art. I really liked this piece of art. To me, it embodied everything wrong with propaganda, everything wrong with our social media network system, everything wrong with the corporate world that we live in right now. And I thought it was just a really fantastic piece of art. So I posted that to Facebook a few days ago, and I made it my profile picture. And honestly, I thought I'd gotten away with it. It'd been 3 or 4 days. I'd gotten a lot of compliments on the actual picture. A lot of people looked at the art and said, yeah, that's really interesting, especially now with Facebook, Twitter, and all these other social media platforms actually deplatforming the sitting president of the United States. It's a very interesting time to be alive. And certainly it seems to me and many other people that social media corporations and media corporations in general have far too much power and are using that power to their own ends without any consideration of whether or not it's good for society, good for human health and happiness, etc. But as you can probably guess, after this was my profile picture for a few days, well, this happened. That's right. It says, your post goes against our community standards on dangerous individuals and organizations. Now, it's interesting because you'll notice that right in the middle of that image is the Facebook logo. That's the Facebook logo right in the middle of that swastika. So isn't it interesting that me posting their own logo, which is all over the site, is an example of me posting something that goes against their community standards on dangerous individuals and organizations. So who's the dangerous individual and organization? Is it Zuckerberg? Is it Facebook? I would certainly argue that they are 100% correct about that. But the fact that their logo is all over every page on Facebook should indicate that there's a pretty blatant and tremendous hypocrisy by kicking me off the platform for posting their own logo. That's their logo. That blue F in the middle of the swastika, that's the Facebook logo. But of course, the Ministry of Truth did not think that it was okay to just give me this warning. They then gave me this message here. You can't post or comment for 30 days. This is because 6 of your previous posts didn't follow our community standards. So, and I could go look at all the comments or posts, and they're probably things that I say. I make a lot of jokes online. A lot of the things I say, I'm trying to be humorous, and sometimes the things that I say when I'm trying to be humorous could be viewed as offensive. That's part of humor to me. That always has been. All of my favorite comedians have, definitely been on that edge of being a little bit offensive. But the reality is, we now live in a corporate social media dystopia where they control everything you see and hear. They control it all. They control everything you're able to say, everything you're able to hear, everything you're able to see. Corporate media and corporate social media now controls all of human reality. And now that they've got us in these lockdowns, locked at home, and we can't go meet people at the bar, or meet people at restaurants, or meet people at the park, or meet people at church, or meet people at schools, or anywhere else, they've got complete and utter control of everything we see, hear, and say. This is unprecedented. This is a new scenario, and I, for one, do not like it at all. I think there's a reason why the First Amendment is the First Amendment, and I think that freedom of speech is absolutely sacrosanct, and for us to just piss it away because of Mark Zuckerberg, this is a guy who is running a criminal enterprise at this point, rigging elections. It could definitely be argued that the censorship on Twitter, Facebook, etc. have rigged an election at this point. And so for them to still be out free and about in public, and for me not to be able to even have a voice online because I dared to poke fun at their system, which is a garbage system, is just the height of hypocrisy and tyranny. Now, I'm not advocating for Nazism. I'm not advocating for Adolf Hitler. I'm not advocating for any of that. And it's very clear that that piece of art was a comment more on Facebook and Facebook's policies towards its users and towards the general public than it is about Nazism or anything to do with Nazi Germany. But they took it down. They took me down. And they took the president of the United States down. Like him or hate him, I get it. Like, a lot of people hate Trump, and I get it. There's a lot to hate there. Certainly. I mean, I'm not one to disagree for the most part. However, to censor and actively silence the sitting president of the United States, who do these corporations think they are? And what are we going to do about it? All right, thanks, Internet fam. Have a great day.